33. Let's talk about the 33. Life path, heart, soul, urge. 33. 33 is obviously a master number, and in comparison to other master numbers, this is the highest of those frequencies of masters. Reason being is because this is an energy that's ruled by Jupiter or Batala. Or Batala. There's a lot of new subscribers as of lately, so it doesn't seem like I'm talking Chinese. In my own style of explaining astrology and numerology, I also include the understanding of Orishas. And that's simply because I became who I was looking for. I was looking for who could explain it to me and help me to understand it many decades ago. And after trying over all these years, well, I became that person. And so my style is to understand astrology through Orishas and to understand Orishas through astrology. The understanding is one. It's not separate. Astrology explains Orishas, and Orishas explain astrology. And all of it explains biology, psychology, physics, chemistry, biochemistry, you name it. It explains all of it. So, let's get to the point. Obatala is an Orisha, in particular, the father of Orishas, representing Jupiter. Many also understand as Zeus and other, theologies. It is all one. Rather, you are looking through the lens of ancient Kemetic tradition, Ifa, Fudum. It don't matter. It's the same energy. Same forces. Same understanding. Just different language, different expression. Understand that. So now that we got that out the way, the 3 represents Obatala. Because the 3 brings in creativity. So when we're talking about the 3, well, also freedom, okay? Creativity and freedom. Let me make sure I'm being clear here. In particular, freedom through self-expression, all right? So now, where are these 2 algorithms found? Well, we have to refer to Jupiter, if it's number 3, for these algorithms of creativity, self-expression, and freedom. That has to go with Pisces, as well as Sagittarius. Therefore, the 3 has pronounced Pisces and Sagittarius energy that they draw off on to manifest their higher image in life. If your life path is 3, or your heart soul urge is 3, these will be some of the most influential themes in your life. Sagittarius and Pisces contributing to how you cause yourself to transform and arrive at your highest frequencies. Understand that. You're walking real slow, but we're going to get there. You heard? Stay with me. So, the number 3, Let's contemplate Obatala's personality and how they are different in his two houses. From Sagittarius, Obatala represents higher learning. He represents the teacher, the scholar, someone knowledgeable who is charged with authority through their knowledge and wisdom. He represents long and expansive experience that forms the understanding in life. He represents the spreading and contagious fire of Sagittarius, full of passion. Passion, burning passion. You know, Sagittarius energy is argumentative. Okay? It's loud, boisterous. It is ignorant. And it has to stay ignorant because if it's not ignorant, it will not thirst for understanding, knowledge, and experiences. So Sagittarius represents ignorance. My South Node is at Sagittarius. So you can hear the ignorance when I talk. Right? I speak from a lot of ignorant frequencies. You hear me when I get carried away. Right? You hear the fire, the passion. It's untrained. It's undressed. It's wild, okay? It's improper, okay? It's ignorant. Barbaric, beat on your chest, misogynistic. Understand? Yes. So, that's one aspect. Also, international travel, long distance travel, okay? Universities, institutions where higher learning is absorbed or obtained, right? Ninth house. So, one of the aims in Sagittarius is, I must be free. Freedom is an aim of Sagittarius. Sagittarius must be free and must be free at all times, right? Because this is an expansive fire. Sagittarius has the bow and arrow. Right? Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius always looking ahead. Always looking ahead. They are hardly ever present. And that's what keeps them expanding all the time. They're constantly jolting themselves ahead. Go, 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 go. Next. Right? They want the expansive view. They don't want to stop like Gemini and look at the details, examine the details. All right? Let somebody else do that. We got to keep expanding territory. All right? So, self-expression goes with this as well, Sagittarius. When we talk about self-expression, Sagittarius has to be free to express itself just as it feels. Come on, I'm using myself. South Node, Sagittarius moon, in fact, okay? That's me. You hear it. I want to talk the way I want to talk, all right? I want to say what the fuck I want to say, how I want to say it, right? Doesn't mean it's right all the time. Nope. Doesn't mean it's appropriate all the time. Nope, it doesn't. It includes ego. It includes toxicity, all of that. You can hear it in my voice. You can hear it in my delivery, how imperfect I am. You can hear it, right? Okay. Okay. So, Sagittarius energy wants to be free to be who it is, not who others want them to be or her to be, okay? Just like we said that number 5 has close association to Sagittarius energy, all right? You're not going to tell the number 5 what to do. Now, check this out. Obatala also has Piscean spirit of himself, okay, and how he delivers out, okay? Piscean. Obatala is co-ruler of Pisces, The other ruler of Pisces is Neptune, which is a higher octave of Venus. Olokun. This Orisha is called Olokun. Okay? Neptune is called Olokun. Okay? Which is a god of the sea floor. Right? Mysterious. So when Obatala is expressing from Pisces, it's about universal love. The expansiveness of universal love. The expansiveness of unconditional love. Also acceptance. Positivity. Optimism that dissolves fears. Optimism that dissolves control and form. Okay? Creativity that constantly reforms. Constantly reforms. It takes raw energy. It takes raw material. It takes a raw material from the dark, from chaos, and it forms new things from it. Pisces is what dissolves old forms so that there is the potential for a new form, a new beginning, a new possibility. It is the purifying agent of the forces. It is a water that purifies again, okay? So Obatala's expansiveness has to do with those type of algorithms and attributes. Number 7 energy is what Obatala is pulling off of when he is manifesting through Pisces. Okay? Number 5 energy is what Obatala is pulling off of when he manifests through Sagittarius. Understand that. So Obatala's Sagittarian attributes, it includes 9 and 5. Higher learning, transformation, okay, spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom, as well as the impulse for freedom. So let's bring 9 and 5 together for his Sagittarius attributes. And for Piscean attributes, let's bring 7 and 6, okay? 7 and 6. So, the Piscean energy wants to see what we can do, what is possible. Pisces energy don't want to hear a no. It doesn't want to see a no or a denial. Everything is yes. There has to be a yes because all things are possible. Pisces represents faith. Therefore, Obatala manifests faith through Pisces energy. The can do. It is possible. The expansion of optimistic and zealous faith. Okay? Optimistic and zealous faith. Pisces represents higher frequencies of art. Art that causes love to be inspired. Art that causes forgiveness to be inspired. Art that causes compassion and empathy to be inspired. Love that causes unity to be inspired. Love that calls down all of the higher frequencies of God, which include all of the frequencies of love, all of the expressions of love. Now, here is a point where I need to start clarifying before you start fucking shit up with what I'm saying. When you reduce love to a romantic impulse, you already fucked up. So if this is what we're thinking, you already lost me. You already went down a damn rabbit hole with your romantic bullshit and you fucked it up. That's not love. So some of y'all already fell off the damn train before we even got started. Don't put that shit in what the fuck I'm constructing right now. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck up the Kool-Aid. Don't fuck up the flavor. Don't be adding shit to the fucking pot. I'm talking about real love. Through Pisces, real love is arrived at the power of forgiveness and acceptance within self. It's arrived as a result of dealing with your inner demons, your inner shadows. It's arrived at confronting your fears, your guilt, your insecurities, your subconscious. That's when the unconditional love arises, when you bring illumination to all of that. That's when unconditional love is arrived at. Okay? And through that, you manifest compassion and understanding, which causes you to see your own suffering in others. Therefore, if you have forgiven yourself, you forgive all those who remind you of yourself and what you suffered, even if they inflicted upon you. You see? So if I haven't forgiven myself, then I'm going to struggle to forgive others. If I haven't taken the time to understand my own vices, I'm going to have a hard time with finding understanding while I see others in the act of their own vices. If I'm judgmental and criticizing of myself instead of seeking understanding with myself, not negligence with myself. You see, don't go down rabbit holes fucking up my flavor. Keep that shit out the fucking pot. That is not what I'm suggesting, because there's a difference between you approaching your inner shadows and demons with negligence and you actually dealing with it. It's a difference. It's a huge difference. So negligence is not to go with this. Don't fuck up the flavor. Keep that shit out the fucking pot. So as a result of dealing with it, you arrive at understandings of yourself, and it causes you to see through the prism. And what is the prism? The prism is to see the frequencies of love through your perception. And you see the frequencies of love through your perception as a result of seeing the frequencies of love within yourself and the power that you have to heal yourself, to save yourself from damnation, to save yourself from misfortune, to save yourself from fear, guilt, burdens of the subconscious, to save yourself. You understand? So through that same prism, you're able to see those same frequencies for others. That is when you have the view of love. But the view of love starts with the view of love that you have for yourself. That doesn't mean, I can't emphasize this enough, okay? Because like I said in the beginning, I had to become who I was looking for. Because ultimately, as you know, in the past years, as I'm looking through all these different astrology channels and all these other things, right? Trying to get a better understanding in my younger years and such, it always turns out to be somebody sitting in front of the camera reciting poetry. Okay? You just finding sweet nothings to say, all types of sweet nothings to say. Really cool things that everybody else is saying. You just regurgitate what the fuck you hearing, but you can't apply that shit to your life. Oh, that's sweet. That's poetic. Yes, unconditional love and universal love and positivity and forgiveness and higher frequencies. It's a bunch of bullshit. All right? So this is why I have such a zealous emphasis on not contaminating the fucking pot. Don't put that bullshit in my fucking pot, nigga. Don't put that bullshit in my pot. I fucking resent that shit. Can't stand it. Don't give me no fucking poetry. Fuck your poetry. See, you hearing the ignorance now. Understand that. So, Jupiter in Pisces is the force behind our ability to see what's possible behind our suffering, to see what's possible behind our fears, to see what's possible behind the darkness. Okay? That Jupiter is a protective force in that Pisces energy. It allows us to download from the crown, from the head, from the higher self, in order to find an understanding for the things that we suffer. Because understanding is the best part. Wisdom is the principal thing, but with all thy getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing, but with all thy getting, get understanding, right? Okay, that's a proverb. Understand that. So Pisces deals with the power of understanding, which is the twin of compassion. Understanding and compassion are twins. You look at them, you can't tell the fucking difference. They accomplish the same things. And understanding and compassion is of the frequencies of love. Now we're dealing with the channels of love, but look what you have to do to get to love. Pisces is a water sign. So therefore, Jupiter partially deals with your ability to access salvation. Okay? Salvation. And because it's Pisces, it deals with a world view, a cosmic view, an eternal view of salvation. As Cancer is salvation with self, Scorpio salvation through others, through power struggles, okay? And Pisces is salvation through the wars that you conquer with your own subconscious energies, your own subconscious forces that you have to go through things to even come to realize. They take shape and form in the 6th house. So that axis right there deals with number 9 energy, but because the 6th house rules Virgo. Therefore, number 9 energy is involved with this too, because that's the pushback. The number 9 is the pushback. All right? That is the birth of Christ through Virgin Mary. That is when you are reborn in a Christ frequency, even though you were born as a son of Adam, which Jesus was a son of Adam, but Christ is a son of God, which is the impulse known as the wisdom of God. Okay? Let's understand that. The other end of that is love. Unconditional love. That is a polarity, right? Christ is the wisdom of God. Pisces represents the eternal frequencies of love, okay, from God, that knows God. The prism, looking through the prism. This is what makes Jupiter the prism. The Piscean number 7 energy is what makes Jupiter prism, the prism. Okay? Jupiter, being Obatala, is the father of all Orishas. Okay? Orishas are frequencies of light impulse, forces of nature, the Elohim, the spirits of form. They are the forces that bring form through the laws of physics. Okay? Therefore, manifesting love and truth in form. So love and truth takes form in the physical realm, in our universe, through Orishas that take those frequencies and causes them to take form and shape through physics. But that starts with the prism. The prism bends light so that frequencies are born, so that angles of light are born through the bending of light. And when the light bends a degree, it bears a different frequency of light or color, what we know as color. Okay? This represents the Orishas. Therefore, the rainbow, as you know, represents the Orishas as well, which the core Orishas, the stellium of the inner, is 7. It is 7, just like the chakras, okay? Just like the inner planets, all right? Just like the 7 Elohim. Understand that. Obatala is the father of all of these. White light. The bending of white light bears all colors and frequencies. The bending of white light. Therefore, prism. The prism. All right? The prism. So, with the prism being the crown chakra, okay? The white light, the crown frequency. This is the higher master number, because now we're talking about love itself, the actual force of love, manifesting the actual force of love. Now, where a sophisticated turn takes is that many have misunderstood Venus for being the planet of love. Many have misunderstood Oshun as being the Orisha of love. Oh, how sadly mistaken. How sadly mistaken. No. Venus represents what we mistake for love, what we misunderstand for love. Okay? That's what Venus represents. Okay? On the higher end, she represents where love is best understood in practice. Okay? Where love is best understood in practice. Venus by herself is a crisis to love because she doesn't know love. She knows senses, the five senses, gratification, the want for freedom and enjoyment and pleasure and experience. All right? Oh, I like to travel. Yeah, I like to go to that restaurant too. Yeah, I like that, all this shit for your stomach, for your pussy, and for your damn dick. All right? The astral body. So, what is love without the seventh house? And what is love without the second house? Taurus and Libra. Okay? Love is processed through the water. It's processed through the water. Okay? Love is processed through the water because love is part of salvation. It is a result of salvation. So love and salvation cannot be separated. Contemplate that. Okay? We have three forces of salvation: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. All right? Love is manifest from the water. Love reveals itself as a revelation as we work salvation through these three different points in ourselves: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is where we get to know what love really is. Cancer, we know what love is with ourselves through Cancer. Scorpio, we know what love is with others. 8th house. Pisces is where we know what love is as a worldview. You understand? Now, okay? So, where do you take this love once you have found it? Right? Matter of fact, Heavy D. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? You heard? See, I'm 41 from New York. You know what I'm saying? Heavy D was a big thing back in the day. Shout out to Mount Vernon, you heard? Mount Vernon. Heavy D was a big deal back in the day. If y'all ain't never heard about Heavy D, yo, write down on your sticky note right now. Check out Heavy D. That was a bad boy right there. He made some real music and he could rap and dance. Understand? So anyway, now that we found love, right? The water triangle, salvation. Okay? Now that we found love, we can't find love if I don't find love. Okay? I have to find love first with myself. Cancer, my inner child. We have to have love first. Now that we found love, Scorpio is when we find love as a result of self and self finding love and bringing that understanding together. Okay? Now, Pisces, reconciliation with the subconscious in past lives, reconciliation with covenants, curses that has been inherited over lifetimes. Now that we found love through salvation, what are we gonna do with it? That's Venus. Venus comes in when we have to actually do something, or when we are led to, inspired to, desire to do something with that love that we found. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? Right? We're gonna bring it to the 7th house. and manifest it in form. We're going to bring it to the second house, and we're going to manifest it in form. We're going to bring it through Taurus and manifest it through resources, express it through resources. We're going to be creative in how it gets expressed and gets demonstrated out into the world, shown and proved out through the world, through the five senses. Okay? Understand that. Through our values. Manifesting it through our values, manifesting it through our boundaries, manifesting it through the self-esteem that shows up as a result of having that etiquette, those ethos, that boundaries. You understand? So now that we found a love, that's what we're going to do with it. Now, the other thing, now that we found love, what we're going to do with it, the other territory of Venus is what? Libra. So now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? We're going to take it to the seventh house. The seventh house is where you initiate or attract relationship contracts, okay? Relationship contracts, the seventh house. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? You understand? So now we're gonna bring it to the seventh house. We're gonna express it through our relationships in our life. Business, personal, intimate, our children, our family, whoever. We're gonna bring that love and express it through that. Because without the other person, without people, right? Without relationships, we can't show and prove love. Okay? We can't demonstrate love. Okay? We have to have relationships to show and prove and demonstrate love. To spread love. It takes others. You understand? It takes others. So, why am I talking about Taurus and Libra? Because these are Venus territories. Why are we talking about Venus territories? Because it needs to be understood that Venus does not represent love, but it represents what we actually do with the love, or what we're supposed to do with the love. Understand? Now, at the core of the 33 is who? 6. So if the 6 is the core of the 33, therefore Venus is the core of the 33. So Mother Oshun is the core of the Master 33. Okay? Mother Oshun is the core of the Master 33. Mother Oshun. Okay? So Mother Oshun, with the 33 Master, she has already arrived at passed through her initiation and her rights to priesthood. Priestesshood, okay? She now is a high priestess. And with her being a high priestess, she is past all the lower frequencies, okay, that beguiles the idea of love. That constraints and restricts the true expression of love, okay? Which is fallen into codependency, fallen into manipulation, fallen into addiction and obsession. You understand? Lust, things of that nature, greed. Okay, all of these different things. Attachment, right? She's past that in the number 33. Okay, this doesn't mean that if your life path is 33 or if you're a 33 master that you're past it. It means that you are destined to evolve past it. Okay, let's get that right. You're destined to evolve past it. All right. So now that we understand that, Oshun then takes this Venus and Libra expression of that love, and she brings it to those two places. She delivers it to those two places through the agency of her father, Obatala. Through the agency of her father, Obatala, she delivers it to Pisces and she delivers it to Sagittarius. So in her delivery of this energy to Sagittarius, she now wants to express that love through self-expression and freedom, okay? In the form of freedom through self-expression, because love comes with freedom. And love is to be expressed. So freedom has to be there for there to be unrestricted and unconstrained expression. You understand? Now, going to Pisces, she wants to manifest number 7 energy. She wants to understand, she wants to manifest the spiritual view of love, the spiritual depths of love, what love can accomplish in healing, in protecting, in overcoming addictions, in overcoming crisis, in overcoming self-undoing, in overcoming vices and darknesses within the self, overcoming fears and guilt. overcoming the 7 sins, the seven shadows, the 7 demons, overcoming it. So she understands that I can use this love to overcome the 7 demons. I can use this love to bring illumination into the 12th house. I can use this love for that. So in that case, you have the power to liberate others, because the master has done this for self. The master has accomplished this for self. The master has succeeded and found victory in Pisces. The master has succeeded and found victory in Sagittarius through Venus. Okay, through the mature Venus, through the initiated Venus. The initiated Venus has found success in these areas. So what does this look like as far as planetary expressions? This looks like Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Sagittarius, and Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Pisces, 12th house, which also goes to 12th house and the 9th house. Okay, so Jupiter and Venus conjunct 9th house or Sagittarius, Jupiter and Venus conjunct Pisces or 12th house. Okay, these are the places where this expression takes place, which forms the 33. The 33 is a relationship of Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter and Venus recycling love, okay, through Pisces and Sagittarius algorithm, okay, delivered to 7th and 2nd house. Therefore, the aim of the 33, having values, a healthy ethos, strong identity that is protected by boundaries, okay, appreciation and understanding for true values, okay? And when this is the case, what does it need? What does it require? It requires expression. To express that you have values, to express that you have an ethos, to express that you have boundaries, to express it in a loving way, to express it in a compassionate way, to express it in an understanding way. You see, this is what the end result of that looks like. And then as far as the Piscean theme, to set free. Now, this correlates with the 7th house or Libra. In relationships, the 33 blesses the 7th house, blesses all of relationships in their life, okay? With Piscean, number 7, Neptune and Jupiter conjunction energy, which is bringing the spiritual view within the relationship terms, okay? Bringing the expansive, compassionate, benevolent, and optimistic spirit and attitude and view into all relationship circumstances. Overwhelming it with positivity, compassion, and enthusiasm. Shining light and illumination on demons that may be lurking in the subconscious, Pisces, subconscious of other people, thus setting them free, giving them victory, because all they needed was illumination to set their own self free, therefore causing others to arrive at love. Because once you set those once you shine illumination into your 12th house and you transform the darkness into light in the 12th house, you have arrived at unconditional love. Therefore, the 33 delivers unconditional love to others through that practice. In addition, it is notable that Obatala represents good character. He represents good character. He represents those who are dressed in white. Okay, when you get initiated, you dress in white. What does white do? White causes you to be hypersensitive to and aware of inviting stains unto yourself, okay? So when you wear white, you're more conscious of where you're going to sit. You're more conscious of how you're going to move. You become self-aware, and it causes you to have introspect, okay? That white represents the introspect that's required to arrive at setting yourself free through that Piscean energy, introspect. When you dress in white, you arrive at the Jupiter Piscean attribute, okay, which is expansive optimism, creativity, and positivity, love, benevolence from the inward view, looking at self through the prism of Obatala, the prism. And remember, the prism bends the light so that you can see all frequencies in self. If you can see all frequencies in self, you can see every orisha. You can see every impulse. You can see where every action and behavior is coming from. So to wear the white, there's certain places you're not going to allow yourself to go and certain things you're not going to allow yourself to do because you don't want to get dirty. Okay? Obatala is called the chief of the white cloth. The chief of the white cloth. All right? So this is when Venus serves that intention. This is when Venus serves the Jupiter will. Spiritual law. This is when she serves spiritual law. Understand that. This is when she serves the universal law of Pisces as well. Venus can be very dangerous if you don't control her. Your astral body can be very dangerous if you don't control her. Because you'll be out here talking about YOLO. YOLO, YOLO, YOLO is all Venus knows until you mature her. She has to be mature to operate in safe ways, just like Mars. Mars and Venus need chaperones. Understand that. They need chaperones because Mars will go on a bloodthirsty rampage, violence and oppression and abuse and misogyny. And Venus will go into a manipulative, self-victimizing pattern in her life. Okay, this is the astral body. Okay, so when we talking about 33, she's already past those things. Now, if your life path is 33, you're looking at the 11th house, the 7th house, as well as the 8th house, any place where there are relationships and such. Okay, to deliver these things. But creativity is also a big theme along with self-expression, because self-expression now becomes the longing that you have with 33. Self-expression. Because what's going to happen when your Venus is in unity with Pisces and in unity with Sagittarius in a healthy way, all of your expressions begin to represent love. And that's what makes love contagious and spread throughout the world, throughout the earth. So if you do this in music and dance and art, acting, any type of creativity, building houses, love is always going to be behind your will. Compassion is always going to be behind your will. Understanding is always going to be behind your will. Compassion, empathy is going to be behind your will. But suffering has to arrive you there first. We don't get there without suffering first. And this is the 33. So, questions, comments, concern down below, are all welcome. I encourage you to ask questions, all right, to get the understanding. If you have not had a personal reading with me, to get your foundation for your astrological view to your identity, or to your children, or to your husband, or to your wife, or whoever, is dear and close to you, so that you can have an understanding, you can inbox me or message me on Instagram at Love Truth Prism, all right, to get in contact with me so that you can schedule it. I want us to understand self above all things, and from there, everything and anything is possible. Everything. Thank you for listening.